Proverbs 18, verse by verse, in various versions. Through desire, a man having separated himself, seeks and intermeddles with all wisdom. He who keeps himself separate for his private purpose goes against all good sense. People who are not friendly with other people think only about themselves. They will refuse to listen to what everyone else knows to be right. Whoever isolates himself pursues selfish ends. He resists all sound advice. One who has isolated himself seeks his own desires. He rejects all sound judgment. An unfriendly man pursues selfishness and defies all sound judgment. A man who isolates himself pursues selfishness and defies all sound judgment. A man who isolates himself pursues selfishness and defies all sound judgment. A fool has no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself. A foolish man has no pleasure in good sense, but only to let what is in his heart come to light. A fool finds no pleasure in wisdom, but he likes to show his own thoughts and ideas. A fool finds no satisfaction in trying to understand, for he would rather express his own opinion. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in disclosing what is on his mind. A fool has no delight in understanding, but only in revealing his own opinion. When the wicked comes, then comes also contempt, and with ignominy, reproach. When the evildoer comes, a low opinion comes with him, and with the loss of honor comes shame. Sin and shame happen together, and shame means that people do not like you. When an evil person comes, contempt also comes, along with dishonor and disgrace. When a wicked person arrives, contempt shows up with him, and with shame comes a reproach. When wickedness comes, contempt also comes, and with shame comes disgrace. The words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and the wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook. The words of a man's mouth are like deep waters. The fountain of wisdom is like a flowing stream. The words that a wise man speaks are like deep waters. They are like a cool stream. The words a man says are as deep waters. A fountain of wisdom is an overflowing stream. The words of a person's mouth are like deep waters, and the fountain of wisdom is like a flowing brook. It is not good to accept the person of the wicked, to overthrow the righteous in judgment. To have respect for the person of the evildoer is not good, or to give a wrong decision against the upright. You should not refuse to punish bad people. That would not be good. But do not punish people who have not done anything wrong. It's not good to be partial towards an evil person, thereby depriving the righteous of justice. It is terrible to show partiality to the wicked by depriving a righteous man of justice. To be partial to the faces of the wicked is not good, nor to deprive the innocent of justice. A fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calls for strokes. A foolish man's lips are a cause of fighting, and his mouth makes him open to blows. When a fool speaks, he starts a quarrel. Then he will receive punishment. A fool's words bring strife, and his mouth invites fighting. The lips of a fool enter into strife, and his mouth invites a flogging. A fool's lips come into strife, and his mouth invites beatings. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. The mouth of a foolish man is his destruction, and his lips are a net for his soul. When a fool speaks, he causes trouble for himself. He cannot escape from the results of his own lies. A fool's mouth is his unraveling, and his lips entrap himself. The mouth of a fool is his ruin, and his lips are a snare for his life. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are a snare to his soul. The words of a talebearer are as wounds, and they go down into the innermost parts of the belly. The words of one who says evil of his neighbor secretly are like sweet food and go down into the inner parts of the stomach. Lies about other people have much interest, and often we believe them. The words of a gossip are like choice morsels as they descend to the innermost parts of the body. The words of a gossip are like choice morsels. They go down into the person's innermost being. The words of a gossip are like dainty morsels. They go down into a person's innermost parts. He also that is slothful in his work is brother to him that is a great waster. He who does not give his mind to his work is brother to him who makes destruction. A lazy person is like someone who destroys things. Whoever is lazy regarding his work is also a brother to the master of destruction. The one who is slack in his work is a brother to one who destroys. One who is slack in his work is brother to him who is a master of destruction. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runs into it and is safe. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The upright man running into it is safe. The name of the Lord is like a strong building. Good people can run there, and then they will be safe. The name of the Lord is a strong tower. A righteous person rushes to it and is lifted up above the danger. The name of the Lord is like a strong tower. The righteous person runs to it and is set safely on high. Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh's name is a strong tower. The righteous run to him and are safe. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, and as an high wall in his own conceit. The property of a man of wealth is his strong town, and it is as a high wall in the thoughts of his heart. Rich people think that their money makes them safe, like high, strong walls round a city. The wealth of a rich person is his fortified city. In his own imagination, it is like a high wall. The wealth of a rich person is like a strong city, and it is like a high wall in his imagination. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, like an unscalable wall in his own imagination. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility. Before destruction, the heart of man is full of pride, and before honor goes a gentle spirit. Something will happen to destroy a proud man, but people will like a man who is not proud. They will think that he is great. Before a man's downfall, his mind is arrogant, but humility precedes honor. Before destruction, the heart of a person is proud, but humility comes before honor. Before destruction, the heart of man is proud, but before honor is humility. He that answers a matter before he hears it, it is folly and shame unto him. To give an answer before hearing is a foolish thing and a cause of shame. Listen before you answer. If you do not listen, you are a silly fool. Whoever answers before listening is both foolish and shameful. The one who gives an answer before he listens, that is his folly and his shame. He who gives answer before he hears, that is folly and shame to him. He who answers before he hears, that is folly and shame to him. The spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity, but a wounded spirit who can bear? The spirit of a man will be his support when he is ill, but how may a broken spirit be lifted up? When a man is sick, his spirit helps him, but nobody can live if his spirit is not strong. A man's spirit can sustain him during his illness, but who can bear a crushed spirit? A person's spirit sustains him through sickness, but who can bear a crushed spirit? A man's spirit will sustain him in sickness, but a crushed spirit who can bear? The heart of the prudent gets knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. The heart of the man of good sense gets knowledge. The ear of the wise is searching for knowledge. The heart of the man of good sense gets knowledge. The ear of the wise is searching for knowledge. Wise people are always learning. Wise people always want to listen. The mind of a discerning person gains knowledge, while the ears of wise people seek out knowledge. The discerning person acquires knowledge, and the wise person seeks knowledge. The heart of the discerning gets knowledge. The ear of the wise seeks knowledge. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. A man's offering makes room for him, letting him come before great men. If you want to meet a great person, take a gift to him, then it will be easy. A person's gift opens doors for him, bringing him access to important people. A person's gift makes room for him and leads him before important people. A man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. He that is first in his own cause seems just, but his neighbor comes and searches him. The man who first puts his cause before the judge seems to be in the right, but then his neighbor comes and puts his cause in its true light. Two men may argue with each other. The first man will seem right until the second man speaks. The first to put forth his case seems right until someone else steps forward and cross-examines him. The first to state his case seems right until his opponent begins to cross-examine him. He who pleads his cause first seems right until another comes and questions him. The lot causes contentions to cease and parts between the mighty. The decision of chance puts an end to argument, parting the strong. Two powerful men may argue, then they can use lots to find the right answer. Casting dice settles a dispute, deciding between strong contenders. The toss of a coin ends disputes and settles the issue between strong opponents. The lot settles disputes and keeps strong ones apart. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like the bars of a castle. A brother wounded is like a strong town, and violent acts are like a locked tower. You may make a brother angry. It will be difficult to become friends with him again. It will be more difficult than it would be to beat the people in a strong city, and it is more difficult to stop quarrels than it is to get into a strong building. An offended brother is more unyielding than a fortified city, and his disputes are like the bars of a fortress. A relative offended is harder to reach than a strong city, and disputes are like the barred gates of a fortified citadel. A brother offended is more difficult than a fortified city, and disputes are like the bars of a fortress. A man's belly shall be satisfied with the fruit of his mouth, and with the increase of his lips shall he be filled. With the fruit of a man's mouth his stomach will be full. The produce of his lips will be his in full measure. You have to live with the result of the words that you speak. The positive words that a man speaks fill his stomach. He will be satisfied with what his lips produce. From the fruit of a person's mouth his stomach is satisfied. With the product of his lips is he satisfied. A man's stomach is filled with the fruit of his mouth. With the harvest of his lips he is satisfied. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those to whom it is dear will have its fruit for their food. Words are able to save life and to cause death, so you must accept the result of what you say. The power of the tongue is life and death. Those who love to talk will eat what it produces. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love its use will eat its fruit. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. Those who love it will eat its fruit. Whoso finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of the Lord. Whoever gets a wife gets a good thing and has the approval of the Lord. If you find a wife, you find a good thing. It shows that the Lord is good to you. Whoever finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord. The one who finds a wife finds what is enjoyable and receives a pleasurable gift from the Lord. Whoever finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor of Yudhe-Vavhe. The poor uses entreaties, but the rich answers roughly. The poor man makes request for grace, but the man of wealth gives a rough answer. A poor man asks for help, but a rich man replies with angry words. The poor person pleads for mercy, but the wealthy man responds harshly. A poor person makes supplications, but a rich man answers harshly. The poor plead for mercy, but the rich answer harshly. A man that has friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticks closer than a brother. There are friends who may be a man's destruction, but there is a lover who keeps nearer than a brother. A man with many friends may lose them, but there is a friend who keeps nearer than a brother. A man with many friends can still be ruined, but a true friend sticks closer than a brother. A person who has friends may be harmed by them, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. A man of many companions may be ruined, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother.